Hey guys, Kim the Movie King, and I'm back again with another movie review, and today I'm going to be reviewing a forgotten classic, a 1987 horror movie, The Stepfather. Before I jump into the review, I want all you guys out there that are watching this video to put down below in the comments any horror classic that you feel became forgotten as time went on, you know? Like for me, it's going to be The Stepfather, but if you guys feel there's any classics out there that you loved growing up, you know, back in the day, doesn't matter what it is, put down below. Love to hear what it is. Now let's get down to the review. Terry O'Quinn stars in The Stepfather. He plays Jerry Blake, and he has found the perfect family, and that's all he wants. A perfect wife, a perfect daughter. The only problem is, he's a serial killer. The Stepfather is a movie I grew up on. Yeah, it's not the first horror movie I ever seen, but it was something that was always on HBO. And I was always sitting on the front of the TV and just watching these movies. Stepfather 1, Stepfather 2, Stepfather 3. Watching all three of them. The Stepfather was directed by Joseph Rubin, who kind of got his idea by a serial killer. Kind of small ideas from a serial killer named John List. So you guys can type it up, the serial killer John List. You can see kind of the comparison of this movie. He didn't want to make a straight up slasher, so that's why when you see this movie, there's not that much blood or gore. There is killing going on, because he is a serial killer, and of course it is a horror movie, but there's not much blood or gore. The most blood you'll see in this movie is in the opening scene, which is pretty disturbing. He didn't want to make a slasher, so he wanted to do more of a slow burn, and that's kind of what this movie is. It's a slow burn. I mean, watching everything build up slowly. It's more of a thriller horror. You know, that's what I'll call it. But Terry O'Quinn, you guys probably know him from the TV show Lost. I never seen the show Lost, but I know he was on that show. He is a great actor. I always remember him from American Werewolf in London. He was the sheriff in there, and that's why I always when I put on American Werewolf in London, the first thing I always say is, what the hell is the Stepfather doing with all these werewolves? I don't understand it. Why is the Stepfather associating himself with the werewolf? But that's a different story. I love this movie. Terry O'Quinn was born to be in this role. I mean, I don't know how he was in The Lost. He probably was great because he's a great actor. But to me, I can't look at him in any other way except for this real calm, perfect dude that looks at everything as everything is supposed to be 100% perfect. You know, the lever to beaver. But then he can switch in a second. If something just happens, he just switches and he just gets fucking pissed off like this. Sorry about that. But that's kind of how he is. That's why I love this movie. Watching him go from here to here in a split second. You know, somebody can say the wrong thing, he'll smile, he'll just give you the stare, and then he'll go downstairs to his little workshop that he has going on and just go completely insane. This is a movie that anyone who's a horror fan should check out. Yes, they did do a remake. I don't know if was it 2008, 2009. I don't know. You guys know let me know below. I forgot who the actor is. I do have it in my collection. I don't want to stand up and go look for it. I know Amber Heard was in the movie. And I mean, I don't have a problem with the remake. The remake was okay, but I mean, this was the time period where everyone was remaking all the classics and remaking them into PG-13 garbage, because The Stepfather's PG-13. I know they made an unrated cut. That's my Blu-ray's unrated bullshit, but they made all the original classics PG-13, like The Fog. They made that shitty Fog. They did the Stepfather remake, which was mediocre. They did the Prom Night remake, which was also PG-13, and that was garbage. So, I mean, I could go on. Stranger Calls. I mean, they remade them all. So it was just it was on this time period where they were like remaking all the rated R's into PG-13, and I don't know. So they did remake it. It's mediocre. If you guys, the ones that have seen the remake before they saw the original, it kind of sucks, because I know those people might, when they go to the old one, it's like, oh, this is outdated, but it's not. I mean, Terry O'Quinn, you got to watch it for his performance. It's excellent. It's excellent, and believable. And everybody in it does is good acting. It's not. It's kind of my favorite horror franchise is Friday the 13th, but I gotta admit, a lot of the acting in there is kind of. Bleh. But the acting in the acting in the Stepfather is way, I'll say 100 times better than the acting in Friday the 13th. I'll say that. So you can't say if you watch it like, oh, it's bad. No, everyone does a good job on it, and it's a really good movie. I know that the director he did movies. I mean, he didn't want to make this into a slasher, and you could tell from some of his movies he's done. He goes in more of like thriller, intense kind of road. Like if you look at Julia Roberts and Sleeping with the Enemy, he directed that. He directed The Forgotten with Julianne Moore. I don't mind that movie, but you can see his pattern. He does kind of those thrillers, even though Forgotten's about aliens. I mean, it just kind of have that thriller, like where's my son? Where's my son? Sleeping with the Enemy, same thing. You know, my husband's coming after her. You know. I haven't seen that movie in a hell long time, but whatever. You get the point. He didn't want to really make this into a horror movie. He wanted to make a slasher. Of course, he wanted a horror movie, but not really a straight slasher. He wanted more of a thriller. And you do got that approach. It's thriller, but you do get that horror element in the movie, because when he goes crazy, when people, try to figure out who Jerry is, he's going to kill you. He's not going to be nice. He's going to kill you. There was a sequel to The Stepfather. It came out in 1989. Meg Foster, who you guys know from They Live, and she was recently in 31, and then she just recently got cast in Jeepers Creepers 3. She replaced Adrienne Barbeau. So Meg Foster was in Stepfathers 2, which is it's okay, but I'll review that another time. And and Terry O'Quinn did return, so that was good, but it was not as good as the first one. And there was a third one. I think it was directly to HBO. I have not seen that one since I was a kid. I do not believe they have that on DVD. I think they only have that on VHS. So I'm gonna have to check that out check that one out again, because I know Terry Quinn did not return. There was somebody else, and if I remember correctly, there was something that happened in a woodcutter or some scene like that. I don't know. It's been a long time, but I remember he got plastic surgery to change, that's why it's a different character. He got plastic surgery, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't want to go, and I'll review that one day. But, anyways, The Stepfather is released on Blu-ray. Of course, The Great Shout Factory, they released it. So, if you guys are a fan of horror movies, you got to check it out. If there's any way you guys can rent it. But if you're a horror fan, it's worth to put in your collection. I do have it in my collection, as you can see right here. Damn glare, but you can see it right here. Put it in your collection if you're a horror fan. It's worth it. And I'm giving The Stepfather a B+. I know, it's pretty high. You're like, wow, for a B, like a B-graded kind of movie, wow. I mean, but you know what? I grew up with this movie. I love this movie. I think it's actually a good movie. It's a good movie. Alright, so this is Key on the Movie King. Thanks for watching. If you watch it to the end, click the like button. If you have a horror movie that you grew up on and you just feel it does not get the respect it does nowadays, click the dislike button if you're just an idiot. I mean, I'm just saying, click the dislike button if you're an idiot. If you consider yourself a moron, an idiot, click that dislike button. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm working on some giveaway thing that I'm working on, some competition thing I'm trying to work on to give you guys something back, the ones that have been watching, So I'm gonna do something, but it's gonna be in a couple weeks times. I'll announce it. But yeah, I'm gonna do some giveaway. Subscribe to the channel so you can get some of these free Blu-rays. Free, something that's free. So subscribe to the channel. This is the Movie King, and I know